Let's see. We've got first Sean D. Sorrentino representing Grassroots, North Carolina. Come on up. If you would, again, state your name and your home address for the record.
My name is Sean Sorrentino. My home address, though I do live in Johnston County, about 25 miles up 39 from here. I'm here not representing myself, but representing Grassroots North Carolina, which our president has a letter that he has sent to you guys. You should all have received it by email in the last 30 minutes or so. He will also send by regular old-fashioned snail mail a copy of this. Plus, I have a copy of the letter and what did he call it? There's a memo from our lawyer that goes with the letter. Just to give you some background, Grassroots North Carolina has been our state's primary Second Amendment organization since 1994. As such, we were central in drafting and passing our original concealed carry permit law in 1995, and we have shepherded numerous enhancements to the law in the ensuing decades. Now, I'm not going to read the entire letter. You'll have plenty of time to do that on your own. I want to save you a little time. But there are a couple things I wanted to point out. Please see attached the legal memorandum from Edward Green, Esquire, who describes your new ordinance as flagrantly illegal. You know what ordinance we're talking about, the Parks Ordinance. And included in that, my advice, this is from Paul Valone, our president, my advice is to immediately fire any attorney who gave you advice on the ordinance, since, as a violation of state law, it exposes you to litigation including damages, attorney's fees, and court costs. And the last little bit I want to point out to you on this letter is specifically your ordinance violates state law in at least 4 ways. You may not ban handgun carry by concealed handgun permit holders in the entirety of municipal parks, as you appear to attempt. I'm going to leave out this citation. Number 2, you may not ban handgun carry by concealed handgun permit holders on the entirety of a street or public right-of-way, regardless of whether you closed it for a public event, as you seem to attempt in one of the subsections. I'll leave that out. Your citation of weapons at parades, etc. prohibited is ridiculously overbroad and an unenforceable interpretation of the statute. Number 4, you may not post signs at the entrant, spelled incorrectly, of such areas that possession of weapons carrying a concealed handgun is prohibited, as you seem to attempt in one of the other sections. And lastly, number 4, you may not unilaterally declare firearms confiscated during enforcement of your unlawful ordinance to be contraband and order them destroyed, as you seem to attempt in a further subsection. Now, we've sued multiple cities, probably a county or 2, Sheriff of Mecklenburg, Sheriff of Wake County, both of those twice, the City of Winston-Salem, Agricultural Commissioner Steve Troxler, and Governor Beverly Perdue, and all but one of those succeeded. So I urge you to take a look at this memo and bring your ordinance into compliance with state law and save all of us a lot of hassle. We don't want to sue you and waste our money. We don't want to waste your money. We don't want you to waste your money. So please, take a look at this, have your attorney take a look at this, and bring your ordinance into compliance with state law. Do you have any questions for me?
No questions, but I'll tell you, thankfully, we've already had that discussion to touch base with council again to say, hey, go back and look at it. There have been some questions. Let's make sure it's completely in compliance with state law. So we appreciate you sharing that with us. And again, we are certainly going to go back and look at it. And I don't know if we're going to take that up at this particular meeting, but I do know that it will be discussed very shortly, and council will come back to us with some information.
Very well. This to the clerk or to the attorney?
To the clerk. To the clerk. Yes, sir.
Very much.
Thanks, bud.